So Lucasfilm just dropped a trailer for the new Tales of the Underworld series. Looks to be a sequel from Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
I don't think anybody saw this one coming, but hey, it's Season 7 animation style, it's Star Wars. You can't complain about that. Based off the trailer, the series seems to primarily be featuring Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress. Personally, I'm much more interested to see what happens with Asajj Ventress. In regards to Bane, we already know what happens to him in the Book of Boba Fett. We've seen him die. There's not a whole ton of risk for him. However, it's always fun to see Bane. He's badass, he's cool, and it looks like the show is continuing with that. That being said, we could get an explanation for Bane's headplate here. We could see young Boba Fett, voiced by Daniel Logan. Bane has a new arc with this friend of his. They seem to have some sort of mutual connection. They have a cowboy shootout. My guess is his friend dies. But you can't do Cad Bane now unless you have the epic showdown. We saw it in Bad Batch. We saw it with Cobb Vanth. And of course, we saw it originally in the original Clone Wars Season 7, where Bane is killed by the young Boba Fett. I would have been much more interested in this story if we had not seen Book of Boba Fett already. But regardless, it's better late than never, and I'm sure they're going to do great. Switching over to Ventress' story, there really are a bunch of unknowns as to what happens with her. In canon, we've seen her already in the Bad Batch and know she's active in the early days of the Empire. However, if you've read the book Dark Disciple, you know that Ventress has a very different fate in that novel. It is possible they bring in elements from that story, such as Ventress' relationship with Quinlan Voss, but I would consider that unlikely. Regardless, it will be interesting to pair up the book against canon at the end of all of this. It's possible that Ventress survives this show, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with her character. One thing I am a little bit worried about with this show is the fact that they're just going to bring in another nameless Inquisitor and have them killed off. We've already seen Ahsoka do it, and having Ventress kill another Force user at this point really wouldn't add anything to her story. One thing I am interested in, however, is the fact that Ventress seems to have a new apprentice in this show. We don't know who this is. This is probably a new character, and I'm curious to see what happens to them. Hopefully we don't have another character walking around in the days of the Empire, but we'll have to wait and see.